Good day, grade 10. So we're looking at exercise 2.3 where they ask you to solve by the quadratic formula, and then this one is quite nice. So what I would do before I even start, when they are going to ask me to solve by a quadratic formula. Alright, exercise 2.3. So what I would do before I even start, I would write on my somewhere right hand column, I would make a note for me and of the discriminant, and I would say I know this, that's b squared minus 4ac. Okay, then I would also write down my quadratic formula, which says x negative b plus minus of my discriminant over 2a. So then I have this as a reference, and now we can start. I asked you to do the right hand column, is that correct? So we're going to start with number 6. So number 6 is 5t to the power of 2. So I'm just going to write down number 6, 5t to the power of 2 plus 3t minus 3 is equal to 0. So now I've written down my equation, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to say the following. I'm going to start and first check for the discriminant, alright, because if the discriminant is negative, there's going to be no solution. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it like, I'm going to say, what is my b value here? My b value is 3, so I say 3 squared plus 4 times a is 5, and then my c is negative 3. So I can do this, I can simply go substitute it into a calculator. Alright. Yeah, there should be a minus. Thank you. Minus, and then it's going to be 4 times 5. 4 times 5 is equal to 20 times 3 is equal to positive. It's positive to 60. Alright. Alright, listen here. There's a negative here in front. Alright, so it's negative 4. Negative 4 times 5 becomes negative 20. So that answer right there is negative 20. And then it's negative 20 times with negative 3, which equals to a positive 60. And that's how we got to that answer. Alright, so my answer here is 69. And now I can say 69. So therefore, I go back now and I say therefore x, I write out my formula, x is equal to what? Negative b. Write out your formulas for now because it will be beneficial for you. Plus minus square root of discriminant over 2a, and then I say, what is my b value? My b value is positive 3, so it becomes negative 3 plus minus square root of 69 over 2, and a is 5. Okay, and now I'm going to split the two values into a positive and to a negative, and then this thing I'm simply just going to type in on my calculator. So what do I do now? I go to my calculator, I say, hello family, Uncle Casio, would you please help me out here? I type in a fraction and I type in the negative sign, negative 3. I'm first going to do the positive, so it's going to be plus square root of 69 over 2 times 10, 2 times 5, sorry, the answer is 10, and then I get my answer, which looks like this. You can write it down like that, or they would probably want you to write it down, so therefore you write x is equal to 0.53, what is that? 0.53060606. Alright, so and then if you were to round that off, so x, let's say round off to the third decimal, so that will be 0.531. Alright, that's your answer for the one answer for x, and then the other answer for x. So I'm just going to save that. The other answer for x, so what we can do, you can say sift and store, in that will be your answer for a. If you want to use the answers later, you can use that method. So now I'm going to say and then why did I do that now? Now I'm going to type in negative So it's negative b, so that is negative 3 minus square root of 69 over 2 times 5, and that is how I get my answer. So it's going to be negative square root of that, and then my answer will look like negative 1,13066. Negative, comma, 1, comma, what is it? 13066, continuing like that. And if I were to round this off, it's going to be 1,131. You with me? Tafadzwa? You got the same answer. Good. Yeah. Determining the discriminant will be my first step, so I'm going to write out discriminant is equal to b square minus 4ac. Then I do my substitution, so that will be negative 4 square minus 4 times 1 times 2. Okay, so this will be 16 minus 8. So my answer is 8. All right. So that means we have a solution, and then we say x b plus minus negative b plus minus square root discriminant over 2a. Now I do my substitution, and then my b value is going to be, so now Bushlet becomes 4, because it is a negative 4, it becomes a positive 4. I'm going to write plus minus square root of 8 over 2 times 1. Alright, so that's 2. I can go to my calculator and write this thing in, so that means 4 plus square root of 8 over 2, and then I will have an answer square root 2 plus 2. And then if I should simplify that, it will be 3,414. So x is going to be 3,141,414, 414, 4142. 4142, right? So, and it continues, and then O x is going to be equal to, now what do? I simply go change this sign, look here, pay attention. I go change there, I put in there, I delete that, and I put in a minus sign, and then I get my value, and then this becomes 0,5857. For those of you who did do it, yes. Good, grade 11, I want you guys to pay attention to this one. There is a slight catch here. It's not instant, or is not in form that we wanted, so therefore we first need to go back to our basics, and then we have to do expanding. So that's going to be 9k square minus 9, and then I'm going to bring over the 7, which becomes a positive 7, becomes a negative 7k, is equal to 0. And however, it's still not in its standard form, so I'm going to write 9k square. I'm writing descending powers of k, so that will be minus 7k minus 9 is equal to 0. Now I can determine my delta, or my discriminant, and I say my discriminant will therefore be b square minus 4ac is equal to, b's value is negative 7, so that means negative 7 square minus 4 minus a is 9, and then 9 times 9 is equal to negative 9. That's 81 times 4. It's 324. Thank you for checking on the calculator. Alright, so that's 49. 49, it's going to be positive. What is this answer again? It's 81 times 4, and then it's going to be 324. Did you check? Plus 324, and if we add those two, it's going to be 373. Okay, now I go write out my quadratic formula, and I say that becomes eindelijk negative b plus minus discriminant, okay, square root of the discriminant over 2a. I substitute my values that I have, and my values for negative. So now listen here, it's negative times negative b. Alright, so it's negative times b value is negative 7, sorry, negative 7, okay, and then I say plus minus square root of 373 over 2 times 9 is equal to 18. So now I go put this in my calculator. Alright, so that negative, now you can type it in like that, actually. If you want to, you can type in negative and then between a bracket another negative if you want to do that. We is going to check it, but if your answer is going to be wrong, it will however cost you. Alright, so if you don't, that can have an effect on your final answer. So it's going to be, so that becomes a positive 7 plus square root of 373 over 2 times 9, and my answer will be that right there. And if I convert this, so therefore I say x is therefore equal to, what was that answer now? 1,4618. 1,4618, okay, or x is going to be equal to, go back here, and then I just replace that value right there with a minus, and then it becomes is the 0,6840 is negative 0,6840. So that's that answers are right there. Question number 9. Question number 9 says 3f minus 2 is equal to negative 2f squared. Good. So what I should do here, I should take everything to one side. So I'm going to bring the negative 2f to this side. So that will mean 2f squared plus 3f minus 2 is equal to 0. I'm going to check for delta, or discriminant is equal to b squared minus 4ac, and then I'm going to say, so b is 3 squared minus 4 times a is 2 minus 2, so that means 9 minus 9 plus 8, which equals to 17. Correct? You check. Okay, so now I'm continuing. I'm writing out my formula. X is equal to, yes, help me out, fraction negative b plus minus square root of the discriminant over 2a. And then I'm going to say, good, so negative b, what is the value of b? You see here, actually, so there it's a positive of here. Where is it positive? Here. So that means negative 3 plus minus square root of 17 over 2 times a, which is 2, is equal to, now I go to my calculator and I type in this, and if I type in this, so I say, now I type in fraction negative, where is negative? Negative 3 plus square root of 17. Where?
9 plus 16.
Oh, yeah. I asked you guys to check for me. Alright, so 9 plus 16 is equal to 25. Yeah, then we have perfect roots. Not perfect roots, but that's good. Alright, so there's a mistake. Okay. Alright, so that means this is 9 plus 16, and then we have 25. And this one, I want you guys, because we have a square number, I actually want you guys to do this. So, what is b? B is negative 3 plus square root of 25, which equals to 5. So, it's plus minus 5 over 2 times 2. And now you can simplify this without the use of a calculator. So, that means it's going to be negative 8 divided by 4, which equals to 2. Alright, so my one answer will be negative 2. No? So my one answer will be negative 2, and my other answer will be negative 3 plus 5 is going to be 2. It's going to be positive 1. Huh? Negative 1.
The answer is 2 over 4. No, the answer is 2, so half.
Half. Alright, so my answer is negative 2 and negative half. Yay, yay, yay. Alright, let's go write out everything, and then, alright, so our mental calculations are failing us today, so therefore we need to go to the calculator, and then that will be 2 times, we know what the answers are, we're just checking on the signs. Alright, so that one is half. Okay, so that's one is half, and then the first one is going to be half, and if I change the sign there, this one is going to be negative 2. So our answer was actually right. So it's negative 2, or x is equal to negative 2. I said so now. Yeah, you don't be like me and doubt yourself, please, guys. Have some confidence. Right, that's number 9, and then number 10, and then I'm going to ask you with the summary that you're going to complete, see if you can practice this by doing the left-hand column, especially for the learners like Ritabile who didn't do it over the weekend when I gave it. You did the Valentine's Day gift. T square plus t plus 1 is equal to 0. Alright, t square plus t plus 1 is equal to 0. First step here, discriminant is equal to b square minus 4ac. So discriminant is 1 square minus 4 times 1 times 1. Is my signs correct here? Alright, so, and grade 11, I actually explained this to you guys last year, what we are doing here, and I'll put it on the board for you guys now as well, so that you can see. So you will see we are getting a negative answer. This answer is going to be negative 3, no? Alright, so if we have, that's why I always tell you, go check first for your discriminant. Alright, because if you have a negative in your discriminant, you can refer to your notes as well in your book, in this nice book that you have here. What page is that? Is that before now? Where did we do the solutions? They also tell you here by summary. Where is that stuff now? Here. Not here, not here, not here. Come now. Alright, here the nature of roots. And here. Alright, so you can see there, if I zoom in, they tell you roots are non-real if the discriminant is less than 0. So that means the roots are non-real if the discriminant, if you get 0 under the square root, it will touch the line. And if your roots are real and unequal, it will be greater than 0. Good, so that means, what do we have here? What are we busy with in this example? So now we're going to say x, no solution, and therefore it means that the roots are non-real. Remember, the discriminant is negative, so that means, check the notes, no solution, no? So that means, when do we have, what answers are we working out here? We're actually working out the answers of a quadratic graph. So a quadratic graph, you know it as a parabola. So it looks like this, and we are working out where does it cross the line, what is the x-intercepts, that is what the roots are. Alright, now you see when the discriminant is less than 0, it won't ever touch the x-axis. So we don't have any roots, or the roots that we have are non-real. It does in the imaginary system, there is other roots that it have, but not in our system. So therefore, you can just write discriminant is negative and therefore no solution. Good. So that was that. Grade 11. I want you to look at on your own time, to look at the first column and try to see if you can do it on your own. So that means number 1 to 5, and also the other homework that I gave you for today. I thank you.